Hey, my name is Marion, and I am from Attire and Beyond. I am a reseller on Poshmark. I also resell on a little bit on Mercari and just started trying out Etsy, and I made a couple of sales on Depop. And what I wanted to talk about today was a couple of people have been asking me how the prices are in my area. Do I have these inflated prices that they have? Excuse me. And I do. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that and talk to you about what I'm doing to combat that. So, where do we go thrifting? You go to a Goodwill, you go to Salvation Army, you go to the smaller thrift stores in your area, maybe churches, and maybe in the summer you thrift at garage sales and you also thrift at estate sales. What everyone seems to be finding everywhere, it seems, if I'm wrong, please put it in the comments. I'd love to know if your prices are still low. It seems like since COVID, everything went sky high and they're raising prices again. So I want to talk to you first about Goodwill and Salvation Army and the difference in their prices now. So when I was going before COVID, let's say I'm just going to make something up. Okay, let's say a top was $3.99, and now I'm here in New York, upstate New York. I know my prices are cheaper than a lot of other places because when I hear some people talking, I say, "Wow, $7," when mine is $3. So I'm not, well, I am complaining about it, but I'm going to help you with solutions. But first, I have to tell you the problems. I usually just like the solutions. So, something maybe that was $3 then, let's not use the 99. So, it was $3 then, is $7 now. It's only 2 years later. And dresses that might have been $8 before are now 15, and this goes with Salvation Army too. And what I find is they're learning, probably from us, what brands we resell. And I really think this is what it is. And there are some name brands that used to be the same price as everything else. Now they're $30, $40. And they're also marking some things incorrectly, like, they'll grab something like an Ann Taylor or a Talbot's and make it really high. So a lot of people are saying, well, how are we supposed to make money now? Right? Because the Salvation Army is doing the same thing. And we don't have garage sales in the winter here in New York. Once in a while, we'll have a church sale. And we only have our big stores like Salvation Army and Goodwill, but we also have the little churches, like I said, and little thrift stores, mom and pop thrift stores, and that's really it. Around me, we don't have Goodwill bins, and I'll talk more about that later just in case you don't know what that is. We don't have Savers. We don't have, I think it's called Red, White, and Blue. We don't have many things that other people have that I see on their videos, because I do watch a lot of videos. And so we have to do whatever we can here in New York to get the cheaper prices. And we all do everywhere, but some of the things are so inflated, it's unbelievable. Normally, I wouldn't buy things that were higher to sell, but I would buy them for myself. Now some of them are too high to even buy for myself. That's crazy. But they're still, of course, less money than they would be if they were in a retail store, but not all of the things anymore. So what I want to talk about is, since these prices are so inflated, and I'd love if you'd put in the comments how much dresses are where you are, all different individual things, if they're a set price somewhere, so that we can kind of compare. Let's talk about some of the things we could do to help combat these high prices that just seem to keep going up. So the first thing you can do, if you don't already, and you probably do, but just in case this is something that you didn't know, it's good to find out when stores are having their sales. It's good to find out the tag changes, etc. So here's an example. Our Salvation Armies, and I would think it's all Salvation Armies, but I could be wrong. Our Salvation Armies here, and I do have two, one way and one another. They have color tags. So let's say this week is, I'm just going to say red, white, and blue. Let's say this week is red, white, and blue. The red is going to be, the red is going to be $1, and the white and blue will be 50% off. And that'll change next week. One of those 50% off become the $1. And if you find out what day that starts, you can get there and get the best things. And I'm not saying you have to wait outside the door when they open. It would be good. But because everybody is looking for something different, I find things if I go 3 days later. But the best day to go is the first day that the tags are changing to the $1 tags and the 50% off tags. So that's Salvation Army. I've gotten things there that started at $30. Nobody bought them, and I got them when they were $1, and they were in trend. So the next one, and I'm looking down because I did make a little list here. The next one is when you go to Goodwill, they also have a day. Now, ours stopped having this day. They would have a day where a certain color was either 99 cents or $1. They don't have that anymore. Now they have a day where a color is 40% off, which really, really changed things because I used to get all of my best shoes there on the $1 day. Not all of them, but some. And they're regularly $9.99. So I liked it when they were $1. And I know you're saying, oh my goodness, I can't get anything for $1 if you're watching from somewhere else. But it's when you're used to that, that's what you're used to getting. So I know a lot of people shop on Goodwill.com, and there you can literally look, you can put in whatever you want. So if you wanted Madewell jeans, you put in Madewell. If you wanted something, some kind of business attire, a regular Bolo brand like Talbot's, you'd put in Talbot's. If you wanted a high-end brand, you put that in. And you can see how much it is on Goodwill.com. Now, I've also heard that people do get thread-up boxes, rescue boxes, I think they are. I have never gotten one. I'm afraid with these mystery type boxes because I want to know that I'm going to make my money back. So sometimes I'd rather pay up just a little bit than get a mystery box, though it would be fun to do a mystery box opening. I'm actually going to do one of those, but it is what the site, I think it's Temu, because I wanted to see what it's all about. Is it real? Is it good? Is it like Wish qualities type stuff? And now don't get me wrong. Some things on there are great, but you have to wait very long. So let's see. I'm going to be doing a video on that. As soon as I get everything, I'm going to do an unboxing. The other place that I started sending, now this is just to make more money. This is not, well, it can go both ways. The Real, look at this. I'm sorry, guys. I just literally got in from working and I just threw this up here. So I'm sorry. So ThreadUp, we got through that. The Real, I've been sending things into, but you can also buy things from them, and you can buy them at really good prices. So I would suggest that if you are an experienced seller. If you're a new seller, just make sure you know what you need to get, what you should be getting. Now, another thing is relatives, friends. During COVID, relatives and friends were giving me things, and some of my friends and relatives still do. And some things are great, some things aren't, but that's okay. You can always donate them or you can sell them for less. The bins. I've only been to a bins once, the Goodwill bins. So if you don't know what the bins are, I think they call it the Goodwill outlets. But they either weigh by the pound. Well, they always weigh by the pound, but it's different at every one. Sometimes it'll end up being 25 pounds or over. It's only $1.39 a pound. Sometimes it will be solid, 2 something a pound. It's different everywhere. Some places you have to separate things, but you are getting good things if you're willing to stay there for hours. Now, I wasn't there for hours because I was visiting a friend in Maine and I was not able to stay long because I had to go back home to hubby and his friend. So I only stayed for one bins takeout, and they're just bins that they have stuff in and you have to go through them, and it's fun. I would recommend that. Look at a couple of videos. There's Ryan and Jack Valentine. Lori Tata goes to the bins. Take a look at their videos and you'll get to see a little bit more about it. They even show it when they're going. Let's see. Some people order wholesale boxes. You can do that. I hear now that Helpsy, it used to have another name, is a good source. And I was going to send into one, I believe it's called Curtsy. I'm not sure if you can buy from them, but I'm going to look into that. Now, the other thing is some of the thrift stores, like there's actually a consignment store. Consignment stores too, guys. I know they're more expensive, but believe it or not, there are some things cheaper now than Goodwill and Salvation Army. So, but I do have one consignment store where one day a month they put about, 300 things down to $1. I'm trying to think of what name brands I've gotten. I've gotten some really good name brands from there. I can't think right now, which is terrible, but I got some really good name brands from there. I'm trying to think what I got recently. I got Dolce & Gabbana for $1. I got Rebecca, is it Rebecca Minkoff? I don't want to sound, I don't know the name, but I've gotten some really good stuff. And you can definitely sell those at higher prices, or you can send them into the Real Real. Some people send it into Thread Up. I just started Real Real a few months ago, and so far, so good. What I just want to say about that is if you are sending stuff into them, they are going to send a lot back, but they keep what they know is going to sell. So far, so good. And their prices don't seem to be inflated on their site. So you can look on there. They're always having sales. And I think that there are so many different places where you can find things that are cheaper. And there are so many different stores that you can ask, hey, when's your sale? When's the first day you have good things? I know we have one thrift store in the area that if you go there on Tuesday, you're getting good stuff because they put things out all weekend. So just pay attention, ask, you can always say, hey, when do you put new things out? Some stores put them out throughout every day. Find out when your local places are having bag sales. I have one that has bag sales for $5, $8, and one that does it for $12, but just basket. So find that out, and then your cost of goods become very low. If you have any more suggestions, please leave it in the comments, because we all need to help each other. Men, women, empowering men and women, women empowering women, women empowering men, vice versa. I think that the more we help each other, the better we can all do. There's enough for everyone to go around. We're helping the landfills. We're recycling. We're helping everything and we're helping ourselves, of course. And sometimes we're helping people that can't afford to pay the normal prices. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Keep a lookout for more videos. Also, maybe hit the subscription button, the bell, and the subscription button. And I will be back again soon. Marion from Attire and Beyond. I have a Poshmark closet. It's under Marigold, Marilgold. See you soon. Have a good one.